Hi, it's Ethan Skolnick for the Five on the Floor podcast on the Five Reasons Sports Network. Before we get to today's episode, I want to tell you about one of the great sponsors of the podcast on the network, and that is BetDSI.com. You can find them on Twitter at BetDSI. When you go to the website, make sure you put in the promo code 5101. That's FIVE 101. You will get a bonus when you do that, and obviously that helps. Every little bit helps when you bet, and there's a lot to bet on. No Dolphins this weekend, but you do have the Hurricanes playing a big home game, and then also the Panthers are starting this week. So if you want to go over on the Panthers, if you trust it this time, I believe that the over-under on them is 95.5 points. Obviously, you can bet on individual games as well. And the Heat are at 43 wins on the season. Feel good about that? I do. Go over. But you can definitely do that at betdsi.com. Again, the promo code 5101. And now on today's episode, you're going to hear two different things, okay? I was not at training camp on Wednesday. We'll be back Thursday and Friday. But I was there on Tuesday, had an opportunity to chat with Goran Dragic for about 5 minutes. I think you will find that interesting. And then also at Media Day, we got a chance to talk to one of the social media stars now of the Miami Heat, Meyers Leonard. So we had some fun with him. I think it was 2 questions that turned into 6 minutes. So a little bit of a fun anecdote from Meyers Leonard. So Goran Dragic, Meyers Leonard on today's episode.
Welcome to Five on the Floor, a Miami Heat and NBA podcast from Ethan Skolnick with Alphonse Sidney, aka Alf954. Brought to you by the Five Reasons Sports Network.
Here with Goran Dragic at Miami Heat training camp at Kaiser University. Is this entering the season a little different for you because you haven't really had a year where you missed that much time?
Yeah.
Does it feel different for you? Does it feel like kind of there was lost opportunity last year because of all the time that you missed?
I mean, you always feel like that, you know, even if you miss one game or if you miss many games as I did last year, you always had that, feeling, this went out through the window.
Right.
I cannot get it back. But I try to look at those things positively because I cannot bring that year back. I cannot bring those games back. So my only focus is to stay ready and to play hard as possible those games that I had ahead of me.
Do you think that maybe though some people forgot sort of how effective you can be when you're healthy and you're playing a string of games?
Yeah. I don't pay attention. I don't care what other people think. I prove myself that I can do it, so that's the only thing that matters.
I remember asking you once about you not starting earlier in your career and that maybe that might preserve you to be more effective later in your career.
Yeah.
Do you feel now that we're sort of deeply into your 30s? Not too deeply. I'm into my 40s, but you're into your 30s. Do you feel maybe that's come to pass a little bit, that has actually taken place, that maybe you feel better now at this stage of your career and your life than you might have if you say you'd come in the NBA right away playing those kind of minutes?
Well, I mean, everybody wants, when you get to the NBA, you want to play as many minutes as you can. In my case, I didn't play a lot for a year and a half, so, but this is part of life, this is part of professional athletes. Some people, they get minutes right away, some people, they need to earn it, and I did it my way. And now, it's, I still think if I didn't have that injury last year, I would still, play.
You feel you still can play at an all-star level, right? That's the way you do.
I mean, if I don't think like that, then I should just quit right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a guy who thinks positively, who always works hard, and of course you have bad moments, good moments, but I do feel like the guy can play that level.
Final thing, you always talk about things you want to work on in the off season. I remember one year it was finishing with your other hand. In some cases, it was sort of where you wanted to get to, spaces on the floor. What was the focus this off season other than making sure you were 100% healthy?
Basically, there was no focus. The main focus was on the rehab, because that was the most important thing at that time. And I put everything, all the hours in to get better, to get stronger, and this is it. Of course, I'm gonna have a lot of knowledge how to play. And, of course, maybe change my game a little bit, maybe to shoot more threes and,
Well, that's picked up the past couple of years, right, in terms of volume and percentage, both.
Yeah.
And sometimes that doesn't happen when a guy takes more, that the percentage goes up, but with you it has. Is that a comfort level? Is that a rhythm thing?
It is, I was working on it, and of course, at the beginning of my stage, I was not a shooter. I didn't shoot a lot from deep, and now I changed my game. Of course, that's natural when you get older. You're not quick anymore so much, but still, I feel I have a good touch to finish around the rim. I know how to control my body, how to take those angles. So.
Are you more comfortable shooting the three off the dribble or spotting?
I all these years spotting. Yeah. But now, all these years, the years back spotting. But now, the last 3 years, I'm more comfortable with the dribble. It's just I work out on my pickup, the ball and everything, and it's just became natural to me right now. And so it's much easier when I dribble the ball and shoot. Thanks, man.
All right, there are a lot of events in South Florida that you got to go to, but if you can only pick one,
come on now.
This is the one. I'm with Jason Jackson. You know him as the Jax Show. It's the third year of this event. I don't want to disparage the guys that you roasted before.
Shouldn't.
But there's 1-3.
Yeah.
So what do you got going on?
Jax Celebrity Roast Volume 3. 4-3. Like, this was always in the making, all the way back to when we started in 2016 with Irie first and then Jason Taylor. But on October 12th at One Hotel, South Beach, we were roasting Dwayne Wade. We've got Chris Spencer, Razor Davis, Jimmy Butler on the podium, as well as Udonis Haslem. I'm giving you a breaking story. It's not fully confirmed, but we'll all be together on October 12th. Everybody can get tickets at jaxcelebrityroast.com. Do not bring your mother, your faith healer, or your kids.
Sounds like a plan. So where do they go again? Where do they get it?
jaxcelebrityroast.com. Buy your tickets now. There aren't many left.
All right. All right, we're going to speed through this one, even though we don't want to, because Meyers Leonard is like, you are the Ethan Skolnick from 5 on the Floor podcast, by the way. Like, you're like the most in-demand person here. How did that happen exactly?
For starters, they're the boss, but I'm the boss too, so we'll take a couple extra minutes if we have to.
Perfect.
We're having a great conversation. Which we will.
There's a lot of pressure on us for that. All right, so just got done talking to our Jenna Mark here, but I want to talk basketball with you. Can we do a little of that?
Anything you want.
All right. So we're going to do a little basketball.
Now he's counting down because we're talking about.
Now we got a minute and a half.
That's not true.
No, we'll get it. We'll get into level foods and all that good stuff as we go forward. But that last game you had in Portland, or with Portland,
yeah.
Where the hell did that come from?
That came from a hell of a lot of hard training. That was as in the zone as in the zone gets. You know what? When people ask me about my life, and I suppose I've been fairly successful, the one thing I can say to them is to carry yourself with high character and good work ethic. And the reason I say that is because, I had essentially given almost 7 full seasons to Portland. I loved it there. Thankful for everything good and bad that I went through there. I feel like that's the reason I am the player and man I am today. So at the deadline, we signed Enes Kanter. Let's be honest, that kind of means, hey, Meyers, we don't really believe in it. Was that the truth? I don't know. But in my head, I told myself, there's no way in hell I'm going to allow myself to not be ready for a moment if I get it. So I knew that because of my floor spacing, I bring some toughness and an ability to box out, set good screens, all different types of things. That I had a feeling I was going to get my moment. And if I didn't stay prepared, if I was an asshole as a teammate and I say, screw you guys, I've given you all this time and here you are, whatever. I stayed ready for the moment. I watched film. I ran. I lifted. I put up shots before and after practice. I did what I had to stay ready. And I guess that's also a testament to the last 3 summers with Drew Hanlon, Ben Bruno, my strength and conditioning, all the rest of the guys I work with in LA. I prepared for that moment. Now, can Meyers Leonard give you 30 and 12 every night? I don't know. But can I impact the game every night? Absolutely. And so I'll never forget, I had played a little bit in the OKC series. Obviously, Dame hits the shot. That was crazy. Played a little bit in the Denver series. Played pretty well against Jokic. I can space the floor. I can physically match him. Then against the Warriors, I had this feeling like they're going to need me at some point. So I didn't play the whole first half of Game 1 in Oakland. Coach Stotts throws me into the second half. We make a little bit of a run. Then end up winning the game. Game 2, I play a little more. I think they kind of had a thought like, I should probably use this guy. So we had an optional shooting Game 3 morning in Portland. And I showed up. I was eating breakfast, and I got a text message from Coach Stotts. He said, hey, I'd like you to come by my office. I said, okay, no problem. I walked in. I said, should I close the door? I said, no. He said, you're starting tonight. I said, okay, I'll be ready, and I walked out. So I had no nerves. I was ready. I went out and got my shots. I went home. I ate my pregame meal. I took my nap. Did everything I normally do. And I showed up to the arena ready to rock and roll. Now, Game 3 was pretty solid. I think it was like, I don't know, 16 or 17 and 5. I don't know what it was. Then Game 4, I knew at that point I was going to start again. After the game I had in Game 3, I gave it a good run, but we had lost the game. So Game 4, I wake up, I do the same routine that I always do, and again, I felt ready, I felt confident. I had played really well in Game 3, but I knew I could do more. And I guess that I hadn't always had the chance to showcase what I can do in Portland. To be fair, there were moments when I got a chance and I didn't play well. I guess I've said kind of maturation is just a real thing that takes time, literally. And again, that's why I am who I am today as a player and a man. And so Game 4, sure enough, I'll never forget. I looked up and Steph and I both had 25 and a half. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy to look up there and see that. And so, it was, all I simply wanted to do was help my team win. And, again, I had trained for that moment, and I felt good about what I was doing. And so here we are. I feel good about where I'm at. That was as in the zone gets.
So I know you wanted to talk about basketball, but Heat Twitter, I don't know if you've had some interactions I've seen online. Heat Twitter's notorious, so we're a pretty rambunctious group. But your wife has endeared herself to Heat Twitter. You are a fan favorite already. You haven't even shot a ball in the Heat uniform.
Yeah. You might retire now. Actually, it doesn't get better than
what I'll call it good.
Your wife actually may be more popular than you are right now. But so what is it that she's embraced the whole Heat culture? You've embraced it so quickly.
Sure.
What is it about the Miami Heat that you guys have embraced that quickly?
Well, I'll say this. In 7 years in Portland, we felt very ingrained in that community, in that city, and, being a part of that culture. It's important, adopting families at Christmas, impacting the community in different ways. We didn't need all the social media pop. That sometimes comes with it, but we just want to be good people and impact people. And so we both feel as though this is a very good opportunity for me as a player, but also for us to be a part of a new community in a new city. And it's clear as day that this aura, this Heat culture thing, this South Florida thing, when it comes to the Heat, it's real. Fans care. It's obvious that the coaching staff and the players and everybody in the organization, Mr. Riley and on down, it's special here. And that's not to be taken for granted. And so, back to my wife, she's creative, she's an entertainer, she loves it. I've always said to her, you're the rock star in the household, not me. I tell people this all the time. When she would take a break from working and all the level food stuff at the house in Oregon, I'd come home and she'd be shooting for a couple hours at our gym. And then I came home 2 weeks later and she's shooting with the left hand. I'm like, what are you doing? She's I got bored with the right. A couple weeks later, she's shooting no look. If you watch the video on her Instagram, she makes 4 in a row, gets mad that she misses the 5th and makes the 6th. 5 out of 6 outside the elbow, not looking at the rim is pretty damn.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. She wants to, I guess.
And she has all these trick shots, throwing hangers.
On all of it, trust me.
It's crazy.
Hey, what do you think about this? Yeah, sure, honey, we can do that. So there we are.
It's entertaining, man. It really is.
No, we want to impact people and have a good time out.
Final thing before we get you out of here. Are you a 4 or 5 in the best case scenario from a basketball perspective? Where are you most comfortable?
I'm a 5 man that can shoot the hell out of the rock. 7 feet, 260, ready to go every night.
That's the quote right there. I'm a 5 man ready to shoot the rock. That's a quote.
And by the way, I had a salted brownie Level Foods bar before Game 3, and before Game 4, I had another salted brownie Level Foods bar. Meyers are secret stuff.
All right, Level Foods. We're getting both UNL on the pod, right?
We will. Okay. We will. Count on it. You guys are great. Sometimes it takes for me to get in front of somebody to tell if they're real. You guys are real. Where We're out.
Thanks, man. That was awesome.
My pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, brother.